What are you starting to like less and less the older you get? Malls. Used to love hanging out at the local mall with friends as a teen, but as an adult, I fully just beeline straight to what I need to get, and then it's just survival mode until I get back to my car. Probably because most of the fun novelty stores are gone. It's all the same fashion and sport outlets in my local mall. They all feel the same now. Absolutely. The cool bookstores aren't around, nor are the video game arcades or anything worth going to. On the bright side, I spend a lot less money, but I miss that sense of exploring. Being sick. It was an excuse to stay home and play video games when I was a child, and my body could usually fight it off pretty well. Sick days weren't even that bad. Now my body hurts a lot more with much lesser illnesses, symptoms linger around much longer, and many times it's not serious enough to justify staying home, so I just have to go about my day anyways. If I do get sick enough to stay home from work, I am nowhere close to being in good spirits. I am not playing video games all day long. I am laying in bed contemplating where it all went wrong. Social media. It's vapid, boring, and a continuous stream of advertisements now. I remember when it used to be fun. Now I've deleted pretty much all forms of it except Reddit. Spending money. When I was younger, I'd save up cash and buy clothes and shoes and food and all kinds of useless shit. Now I'm in my 30s and it feels like I'm bleeding money just to survive. I'm currently looking for a new apartment with in-unit laundry, and you'd think having laundry in your apartment was a luxury for kings and queens. How does anybody afford anything? Enjoyment and happiness doesn't hit like it used to. I am still generally happy and enjoy doing things, but it doesn't get me as excited as it has in the past. Sugar. I don't know why, but I want to taste the actual food more than the taste of it coated in sugar. I used to be able to put away a yard of cotton candy at a baseball game. Now even a fraction of that makes me feel sick. I've definitely lost my sweet tooth as I've aged. Driving at night. When headlights come at me while I drive at night, I basically spend the whole time hoping I'm in the right lane. I drive 40 minutes to work in the dark and 40 minutes home in the dark from pretty much September until April. It's horrifying. The typical bar scene. I get off work and want to unwind. I don't enjoy the loud, nearly shouting level of noise at the typical bars. I want medium volume bars that are fun and lively, but not noisy. I miss my old, favorite bar. COVID economy killed it. Craft beers and good appetizers is what I want after a long day. Not shots and drunken fools. Getting drunk. I've had 1,000 wonderful nights with some of the most amazing people, and I can hardly remember any of it. Plus it makes me fat, makes me want to smoke, and very rarely but enough that it sucks it makes me an asshole. I can barely drink anymore at 35. I went out last weekend thinking, I haven't drank for ages, let loose and deal with the consequences. I had 2 glasses of wine and a beer. I felt bloated and knackered, so I went home. Rock and roll, baby. Honestly, video games. I still like them, but I feel like only 1/10 hold my attention more than a few minutes. Even then, I don't complete many these days. When I was a kid, I would play just about anything, and I would do so for hours on end. Alcohol. I'm 33, and I think it's a waste of money and doesn't make me feel good. It just makes me bloat and makes me feel shitty the next day. I still drink on occasion, but very seldom these days. Heat. I live in South Florida, where people from colder climates covet our weather. They don't understand the hell that is humidity. Most of the time I walk from my car to my doorstep, I'm drenched in sweat. Walking my dog in humidity is like walking through a hot cloud. I live inland, so I don't get the ocean breeze. The air feels like soup. Also, this is not the heat of my Florida youth. It was always hot, but never like this. Worse, our air conditioners cannot keep up with the constant heat. Man, there are sitcoms I used to like several years ago. I go back and watch them now and they just seem crude and dumb. Christmas. What used to be fun and magical has now become stressful and a chore. Working many years in retail, Christmas is ruined for me. I wish I could enjoy it more. I get some enjoyment out of the gift giving, but that's about it. I don't decorate or anything, but I do make sure the younger family have a gift. It's our job to create the magic now. Adults created it for us, that's why you miss it. Fast food. I'm not sure whether food places got even worse than they already were, or if my stomach is just getting weaker due to old age. I feel absolutely nauseous after a run through a drive-thru anymore. Holidays. It seems like most people don't celebrate or just forget nowadays. I don't know, maybe just my family. It's honestly quite depressing. Young women. As I'm aging, I'm finding that I find older women more and more attractive and younger women less and less. Movies. Used to be all about them as a kid up to my mid-20s. After that, for whatever reason, my interest in films has started to sink more each year. That's because they all look the same after a while. Hollywood doesn't like to take chances and prefers to stick with properties guaranteed to make money. That's why there are so many crappy and pointless superhero movies these days. Computerized/automated shit. It's just one more thing that can break and really expensive to fix/get a new one. I stopped getting smartwatches because of this. Now I have a $16 watch that I love, and guess what? It tells the time real good. Relationships. Seems no one is capable of honesty and always has something to hide, something being done behind their backs. Loud music. Yeah, I know it's a fucking stereotype, but it'll happen to you, too. There you are, trying to enjoy yourself with your partner, and, fucking mind-numbing music, of the type you generally don't enjoy, comes pouring out of speakers. Ketchup. I used to drown hot dogs and hamburgers in it, what it with eggs, potatoes, spaghetti, fries, and BLT sandwiches. Now I'll only take ketchup with stereotypical fast foods, and I'll avoid it on anything else. I find that it cheapens the flavors of so many foods. Other adults. Yes, teenagers and children can be hormonal and annoying and have unrealistic expectations on everything from their parents to what they should be able to decide for themselves. But us adults need to stop believing that we are so much better than them. Most of us act pretty damn similar, with the difference being that we can't blame puberty or an immature brain for our shitty decisions, our unwillingness to take some damn responsibility in society unless it will be directly rewarded, or our belief that we automatically know more about everything. Shitbox-type cars and loud cars. When I was in high school, I used to love loud cars and pretty much anything outside of a disgustingly slammed car. Now, anytime a loud car, done right or not, passes by, I genuinely get angry. I can admire the muscle cars with decent-sounding exhausts and the legitimate race car builds and such. But man, if it's obnoxiously loud, looks and sounds like a shitbox, slammed to the floor to the point of getting out and placing pieces of wood to get over driveway lips, I hate it. Truly used to be the whole respect most builds kinda guy, but not anymore. If you drive a trash can for a car and have the audacity to modify it and add a can of rocks as a muffler. Good grief.